Um, so there's a lot of hot takes online nowadays saying the rom-com is dead, the rom-com is over. What's your take on that coming from you are the rom-com queen herself, so.
Say it to my face. That's what I have to say about that. Absolutely not.
Do you think it just looks different or like how do you feel?
There are a lot of let me think. There are a lot of very valid reasons to be cynical these days. And there is a very real point of oversaturation. But for some of us, we need them. We need them year round and ready to go. So here I am with this movie. Here we are. Also, I feel with this movie, and I'm not just trying to sell it to the non-rom-com fans, we're a little bit light on the com, and this is very much a travel romance. So if you want to feel like you've been to another country, come with us to Vietnam.
The world needs more romance, obviously, too. So.
I think so. Who are you going out with these days?
Oh, she's single.
Okay, like same, so we understand.
Period.
I mean, we're living our best.
Single girls unite.
Thank you.
So, what I love about this movie is that it's part of a new generation of romantic comedies where people and characters we never seen before get to have their stories told finally. So what's it like to be a part of the project and then also produce a project where it's bringing representation to so many different kinds of people?
I mean, people in Vietnam are represented in so many other cultures and also, of course, in America. And if this movie brings a different light to it because of the nature of it being a romantic comedy or travel romance, I feel thrilled about that. But to me, it doesn't feel that different to be making a movie in a beautiful place with a beautiful person that is Scott Lee. And I'm just so excited for the world to meet this man, this actor. He's such a breakout star. We could not be luckier to have found him. So that's a big part of my excitement as well. I used to travel a lot for work, but now I'm just mostly chained to my desk.
So there's a lot of hot takes online saying that rom-coms are dead, rom-coms are dying. But do you agree with that? Or what's your take on that kind of thing?
I mean, I feel like people have to just make them. I think people love them. I think we need date movies. We just need some joy and some hope. I mean, I get it. I like to see stuff blown up too, but after a while, and I love superheroes, but I want to see people. I love seeing people fall in love, and I love seeing the down on their luck. The woman who starts out she starts out like so excited, and then within the first 5 minutes, gets her heart broken, and then goes to on an adventure, and then she goes to meet somebody new, and then she's like, oh, I don't want to open my heart, but then, it's hopeful and it's joyful. It's an escape from some of the insanity that is around us right now. So I love it.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, I know. They're not dead. They're not dead. I think maybe they took a pause, but I think that there are like powers that be that kind of create. It's not that it's dead. It's just that people are trying to make a ton of money on superheroes.
Never going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
And so speaking of that, the rom-coms have been around forever, but I feel like these kinds of rom-coms where there's so many diverse characters, it's a different setting than we usually see in Western media. What's it like to be in a part of a project like that where, like I said, stories that weren't showcased are now getting showcased before?
That is so huge. The kinds of projects that used to be showcased were very generic and homogenous, and I think for the most part now it's just like love in any different expression, and that's what's really fun is that there are no boundaries anymore. So being a part of this one is really fun, watching a woman go to another country, meet a man that she can barely communicate with, and then falling in love. It's just exciting. It's an exciting time to be in movies right now. I think the ceiling has just been blown, and there are all kinds of stories being told right now, and all kinds of people telling the stories. And it's not this. It was a small group of people that kind of controlled everything, and I think that is just not the case anymore. And there's all kinds of people making things, and the cream sort of rises to the top. And so it's cool.
That I hear you play a queer character.
I do. I am married to Nandu Misu, who plays the role of Dom in the movie, and that was fantastic because we were really focused on making sure that we were doing a honest and accurate and joyful representation of a community that we have a lot of respect for and admiration for. And so that was important not just to us as a cast, but to producers also, that these felt like really authentic and genuine characters that were representing a love that was to be admired even within the group of characters, that these people are strong and they're building on a relationship constantly.
That leads me into my next question. This movie is a part of like a new generation of rom-coms that are more diverse, more inclusive. So what's it like to be a part of a project that, like you previously mentioned, is pushing for accurate and good and positive and loving representation?
Yes. So, I mean, that's such a topic of conversation, right, within our entire industry of how do we create more diversity, how do we create more opportunities that's more equally spread out. So being a part of a film that had that in the foreground was really refreshing and really meaningful to me, because I know that, like, it's not always easy to be represented, to see yourself on screen. And so that's something that means a lot to me, is to be able to see something that I never got to see on screen.
Romantic comedies have been around forever and they're not going anywhere. But it's nice to see films like this where there are characters and people and stories that we probably haven't seen before finally get the time to showcase. So what's it like to be part of like a diverse, inclusive project like this, that is a genre that is still kind of catching up in terms of diversity and things?
Yeah, I would actually say that that's one of the things that I was most excited about and interested in, in our initial meetings. I really feel like one thing that is very special and unique and exciting about this particular film is that it is a triumph in diversity. Not only the fact that it's still rare, unfortunately, to see an Asian man kind of centered as the hunky, charming, romantic lead in a mainstream romantic comedy, but then also the rest of us, the supporting cast, are so, we represent such a vast and rich kind of tapestry of diversity that I really feel, I'm very excited and very proud that it feels like there's something or someone for everyone in this story, and that people of all different kinds of people from so many different kinds of backgrounds will feel seen and will feel included and invited in to go on this epic adventure with us. So that really does feel like a triumph for us, and it does feel like it's moving things forward in the right direction.
About time.
It's about time, honey. Come on. Come on. Plus, it just makes things so much more interesting and dynamic and real, frankly.